Hi guys! In today's video I'm going to make some Valentine's decorations, and I'm going to show you how I have decorated my home for Valentine's. As I said in my last video, I don't decorate much for Valentine's. It's not a big celebration here in Norway, but I usually do a little. So I'm gonna show you how I made some hearts. It may not be what you would consider traditional Valentine decor, but I wanted something that could go with my table. So I'm going to show you how I made this. But before I do, I have to say a big welcome to all you new subscribers. I have almost 600, I can't believe it. And you come from the United States, you come from Canada, Australia, Mexico, Norway. And the reason why my channel grew so much in such a short of time, I'm brand new, I only have 2 videos on my channel, is because of the lovely lady Liz at Traditions by the Seasons. She gave me a shout out in one of her last videos and told her subscribers to go and check me out and a few others, and many of you did, and I'm so thankful and so humbled. And now I have to work to make you proud and to make Liz proud. I've had a busy week. I've attempted to do 2 videos at the same time. That's a bit much for a new YouTuber, so I think I'll hold on in the future, do just one at a time. And I wanted to get them out before Valentine's. I'm not sure I'm going to do that, but I hope I can upload one video today, this video, it's Wednesday, and my cake decorating video tomorrow. So if you see me wearing the same clothes, that's the reason. I'm doing this simultaneously. Oh, that was a difficult word. Okay. I've filmed this again 100 times, and some of the footage were good and some were not so good, so I have to do a bit of voiceover. When I'm doing creative things, I think, of course I'm Norwegian, so I think in Norwegian, and before I can translate it in my head and say the words, I'm doing something else. So, and now in the beginning it's easier for me to do it with voiceover. Yeah. I promise in the future I'll have short intros and rather do the rambling at the end. So, I have a hobby room, but I've grown out of it. I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to my hobbies. So we are building a new one. I will take you along on that process. I'm going to decorate it in a kind of bohemian style. So I'm going to do a haul and I'm going to show you the process. But until the time that hobby room is ready, I've used my kitchen. So, yeah. Okay guys, let's go see how I made this. And I'll show you my table and my decorations after I've shown you how I made this. Okay guys, so this is what I've used. I've had some photos, some wood to put the photos on, some Mod Podge, some sanding paper, an old card, a wet cloth, some twigs, some wood stain, a couple of small old painting brushes, garden scissors, an ordinary scissor, and a pencil. And I forgot to include, but I also used my glue gun. The hearts, the wooden hearts I've used, my husband kindly cut out for me from some old scrap wood. I sanded them down and I begin by brushing on quite a thick layer of Mod Podge. Just with an ordinary small soft painting brush. The photos I'm using are printed out on an ordinary ink printer. Mine, of course, broke in the middle of the project, or I would have done a bit more work on the photos. They came out a bit too light. I've heightened the contrast and I've printed them out in sepia. They may come across as black and white, but they're in a more beige brown color. So I apply a thin layer of Mod Podge also on the photo. Be careful to if you have text on the photo, be sure to mirror the photo before you print it out, or the text will come out wrong. Then I lay the photo gently with the picture down on the heart, and I gently stroke to get some of the air bubbles out, and then I use the card. You can use a roller, or you can, but don't use your credit card, people, because you're going to get glue on it. This is the first time I do this, so I was not certain how much how gentle I had to be. So I got some air bubbles on some of my hearts. For my project, it didn't matter because I wanted it to look a bit vintage. But yeah, just so you know, if you want a flawless result, you have to be careful getting all the air bubbles out. It will leave small marks in the picture if you don't. Then I let it dry for 8 hours or overnight, and then I lay a wet cloth to wet the paper, and I start by very gently rubbing the paper away. I use almost no pressure here, and if I feel it's too dry, I just tab it with the wet cloth. When I get some paper on the cloth, I change my grip. It's a job that requires a bit of patience. It takes some time, and you have to be very careful, or you will rub away the photo. I went over the pictures several times, first with the cloth, and then I dabbed my fingers in some water and rubbed some more. I let them dry for a few minutes, then you will see if there's paper still attached. It will come across as kind of a white layer. Then you can just damp it with a wet cloth again and rub some more, but very, very gentle. Then I let the picture dry and cover it with, here you can see I use my fingers. Then I've let the pictures dry, and I'm covering it with 2 coats of Mod Podge. Or you can use whatever you have, varnish or I let that dry, and then I stained the back of the heart with some wood stain. I've used an grayish wood stain. If I had more time, I could have done some more to the back, maybe stenciled in something, or yeah, done some more work. It looked a bit too new for me, the back. And then I let this dry. I only used one coat of this wood stain. Then the last step is to attach the twigs. I used a glue gun. I'm not sure that's the best way to do it. I think I've burned my fingers 200 times, and it takes a long time. I used 8 branches per heart. And there you can see, almost done. And the last thing I did was to attach a small ribbon, or bow you say, a small bow on the top. And there is my finished Valentine decor. This is a picture of my parents, who both have passed. Okay guys, so here are my finished table. As you see, I kept some of the decor I had earlier. I haven't done much different. I put these small vases with some roses in, and I tied a little bow around the vase. And then this is the table setting, the same as before, but now I have the hearts instead of the pine cone star glittery things I had earlier. And then in this I have a sign that says I love you to the moon and back, and some lights, and one of the hearts. And then I bought this heart-shaped candle holder. I don't know if this is quite my style, but I think it's okay for Valentine's. It had a glass cover around the light, but I thought it looked better without it. So. And another heart. And here. It's very simple. And I don't think I showed you in my last video that above the dining room table I have this glittery snowflakes. That's an idea I got from a lady company, or a lady called Robson. I don't remember her first name, but her YouTube channel is called Robson Design. Oh, she has some great Christmas ideas. Last year I had these over my Christmas tree, and it looks so nice. Yeah. My battery is about to run out of me, but I just show you how I did the my living room table. This is a tray I have all winter, and I just put some roses and these heart-shaped bowls, metal bowls, yeah, not bowls. And there's my old sweetie sleeping on the couch. He's 13 years old now.